Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Hi, I'm Celeste. My name is Celeste Van Rivers. I'm here to speak to you today just about some true life experiences that I've been through. You young ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to call you kids, you're young ladies and gentlemen, are at an age now where you're going to be faced with some choices that you have to make that could affect the rest of your life. I mean, peer pressure, your friends trying to get you to do things that you don't want to do. It's hard. At this age, it's really, really hard. And, you know, things happen. You know, everyone has a picture of a bad guy and what they're supposed to look like and what they're supposed to, how they're supposed to act. Well, I'm one of those bad guys, believe it or not. Give you a little bit of background about me. I was raised up in a family, mom, dad, did very well in school, went on to high school. When I got in high school, you know, get to that age we think we want to just do what we want to do. I didn't want to listen anymore. I just wanted to do my own thing. Well, I took the wrong path. I started doing the wrong things, and it followed me for the majority of my life. I made a lot of wrong decisions and choices, and those decisions and choices ended me up in prison. I went to prison for 5 years. What did I go to prison for? I know you guys are probably saying. I went to prison for drugs. No, I wasn't doing drugs. No, I wasn't selling drugs. My boyfriend, he was deeply into drugs. So, hey, that's my boyfriend. You know, I'm going to do what my boyfriend tells me to do. He loves me. He has my back. Everything he says is good. So, hey, I'm going to do what my boyfriend says do. Well, when the time came, my boyfriend didn't love me as much as I thought he loved me. My boyfriend left me to deal with the police by myself. Police came to me loving my boyfriend, thinking that he's going to be there for me. You know, I know you watch a lot of TV and you know how they interrogate you and everything. You're here, he's there. I'm here, he's there. This is the man that I love. I'm believing that he has my back. You know, I'm going to stand for my man because he supposedly loves me. Just like you're going to be faced with situations, your friends, oh, I love you, come on, you do this for me, I do it for you, I got your back. That's not true, because when it's all said and done, nobody has your back but yourself. And that's what I'm thinking. He has my back, and I'm staying strong. I'm literally telling the police, excuse my language, to kiss my ass. Literally telling the police that. I didn't care, I didn't want to hear anything else say. And I'd use some more bad language than that to tell the police where they could go. Because, hey, I'm a strong one. I can handle this. I can do this. Well, when it was all said and done, he left me hanging high and dry. I ended up going to prison by myself. It took me away from my kids. I have 5 kids. I had 5 kids at the time. They're adults now, but it took me away from my kids. There was no one there for me. Everyone that I thought would be there for me wasn't there for me. You know, you have your friends. Everyone has so-called friends. I didn't have any friends when I went to prison. No one wrote me. No one sent me money. Nobody did anything for me. It was a reality check. It hit me real hard in the face. I've got to go through this all alone, all by myself. Well, when you're in prison and you're sitting there and you're thinking, you know, what are you going to do with yourself? You know, how am I going to bounce back? How am I going to survive? I'm a convicted felon, drugs, you know, they look at that, that's harsh, it really is. And I made a decision while I was in there that I was not going to come out the same person that I was when I went in. I chose to better myself. I took classes, I became a suicide prevention person where I would watch over inmates that wanted to commit suicide, that had tried to commit suicide. I was one that would sit there with them, had to go through training and whatnot, but it made me evaluate life and the people around me and the people that I associate and deal with. After it's time to come home, I did my little prison time. 5 years seems like a long time, but it seems like an eternity when you're there. And it's not hard when you come home from prison. And only thing people see is you're a convicted felon. That's the only thing they see. They don't want to give you a chance. They don't want to give you a job. They don't want to do anything for you because you're a convicted felon. I came home doing a job that I did not want to do. I came home working on a trash truck. Yeah. Well, yeah, I was actually on the back of a garbage truck throwing trash. That's what I had to do because I was a convicted felon. What else could I do? Nobody else was willing to give me a chance. So I threw trash for a minute, but I saw a bigger picture. I said, hey, this is an opportunity. I got my foot in the door. I'm going to make the best of it. I went into the office, my big boss's office one day, and I told him that I wanted, there were supervisors positions going up. And, you know, it was predominantly a man's field. You know, there's only, well, I was the first woman that had worked there, then more women came aboard. And they didn't want to give me a chance to be a supervisor. So I'm like, well, I want to be given a chance to be a supervisor. I want to get off this truck. I want to ride around in an AC truck all day and tell other people what to do. So he said, okay, he didn't take me seriously. I went to work the next day and I asked my supervisor, what truck am I going on? What garbage truck am I going on? And they're looking at me like I was crazy. Like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, what garbage truck am I going on? So they put me on the garbage route. It's called the make or break your route. This route is the dirtiest route you want to be in the garbage business. It is nasty. I mean, first stop you want to throw up. I was on that truck and I'm telling you, whew, it was a long day. Hanging on the back of this truck and smelling this trash for like 10 hours. 10 hours. And I mean, you know, people think of trash, you think of little garbage cans or little bags. No, whatever people put out on the side of the road, you got to pick it up. Garbage, I mean, couches, big garbage cans, whatever. So I went through this about 10-hour day. It didn't beat me down, but I didn't let them know. I got back to the yard and didn't let them know it beat me down. So, went home that night, cried like a baby, in pain, hurting. It's like, oh gosh, I can't do this. But I had to do this because I saw a bigger picture somewhere else I wanted to be. I went back the next day, they thought I was joking, got on the truck again. I kept doing it until they finally said, they gave up. They couldn't break me because I wanted to be a supervisor. You know, I was already a stereotype that, you know, I couldn't achieve this, I couldn't achieve that. I just wanted to be given a chance. They gave me a chance eventually. It took like, I said like 6 months total until I actually became a supervisor in my own area. And when I became a supervisor in my own area, I showed them what I was capable of doing. I showed them that the person that I am, not the person that I was, the person that I am. I turned around the customer complaints because people complain about the garbage. I turned around the, what we call feedback calls from customers. I turned everything around in a matter of no time. Next thing you know, we've got people from the county wanting me to come supervise their area in the county. That's just how good I had got at my job, and I just gave it my all. Well, being on a garbage truck, being in the garbage business, that's not a job for a woman for a long period of time. I wanted to use my brain. I wanted to do something better. So I decided to pursue going back to school. Education is the key. Let me tell you, education is the key. You're never too old to go back to school. You're never too old to get to education, but get it while you're young. It's hard when you're older, but you can still get it. Decided to go to school. A lot of doors was closed in my face. I went to Go Tech. The lady looked at my criminal record. She said, you never go to school here, because it was long. A lot of stuff. I cried. It upset me, but I didn't let that stop me. I started writing to the state of Florida, to the Florida Department of Health, the board, everything. I'm like, I want this. I am going to go to school. No one's going to stop me. They kept going back and forth. And guess what? I won. I went to school. I was accepted into Go Tech. I went to school, finished my schooling for my CNA. I have my CNA license. I applied to Edison. Again, doors got closed in my face. You know, you can't go to school here. You won't be able to do this. Okay, did the same thing again. Guess what? I would not let anyone tell me what I was not going to do, because I wanted people to see that I was determined. I can do this. I am not the person that you see on paper. I want to show you the person that I am today. And I have been going to Edison for a year now, and I will be graduating in December with my AA, something that takes 2 years to do. I have done it in a year and a half because I was going to school full time. And I'm not stopping there. I'm continuing on to get my bachelor's in nursing and probably to my master's. Because that's something that I want to do. That's something that no one's going to stop me. You know, people, just because you make a mistake in life, that doesn't mean that you can't change your life. I made plenty of mistakes. I made a whole bunch of mistakes. But I chose to turn my life around. I chose to do better. Look at me now. I do this. I go to the schools. I want to help someone else. I wish someone would have came when I was younger to talk to me and tell me the consequences and things that you go through and things that you're going to face in life, and maybe I wouldn't have taken that road that I chose to take. But I still changed my life. It's never too late. So that's just what I want to, you know, instill in you young ladies and gentlemen, that the choices you make will affect you for the rest of your life. Not just today, not just tomorrow, but for the rest of your life. I mean, you think that, you know, once you get out of school, that it's all, okay, school's behind me, what I did in school, it doesn't matter. Yes, it does. I mean, when you go for a job, sometimes they go all the way back to your school records. They look up how many referrals you got. People don't realize, yeah, they'll go back and they'll look at, oh, how many times was this person written up? How many times was, they look at that, because you know what that tells? That tells the type of person that you were. Do they want to take a chance on that type of person or not? So just think about the choices, the decisions that you make in life. And, that's just a little bit about my story. I don't want to just keep going and bore you. And if there's any questions, please feel free to ask me any questions, because I will answer anything and I will be honest with you about anything that you ask me. Are there any questions?
Ask a question.
Yeah.
I
won't bite. I won't bite.
She went to prison for 5 years, guys. You have a question about something, I promise.
Go ahead.
What is it?
When you said that nobody wrote you anything, did your parents do that or no?
My mother was deceased, so, and my dad, he did. So I was basically alone. What is prison life like? It's not good. I mean, they tell you what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and where to do it.